Good morning. It's a little bit before 8 o'clock right now, Washington, D.C. time, a little before 7 in Oklahoma. I'm walking in. It's a Wednesday morning. Typically, the start of my day is early in the morning. I've already gone through all the news of the day in my own personal time, had my own personal quiet time, got ready, headed over to the office, dropped off my stuff, and now I'm heading into a morning Bible study. It's about 25 senators that meet for prayer time on Wednesday mornings from 8 to a little before 9. And it's been a tradition, it's been around since the 1950s, actually. It's a bipartisan gathering, but it's the way I start this particular day. Each day is a little bit different. Welcome to Wednesday, though. Get a chance to walk you through the day. Wednesday mornings is always Java with James. That's a time where any Oklahoman, whether they live in D.C., visiting D.C., up for business, up for a conference, can just stop by and we just have coffee and get a chance just to visit about whatever anybody wants to talk about. Homeland Security Governmental Affairs Committee. We had a committee hearing today, which happens about once a month. That's what's called a business meeting. That means we're actually going through bills, marking them up, doing amendments, and then trying to move them to the floor. We did 15 total bills in the markup today. 4 of those were my bills. 3 of them specifically I'd written, and one of them I was the lead Republican on a Democrat bill. So sat down with one of our team members, Adam. He helps us with foreign affairs budgeting and all things that are international relations. He and I were working through some funding issues on our foreign funding, which is incredibly important that we get it efficient, we get it right, and we're not throwing money to different countries around the world. The vote today was actually a very straightforward procedural vote on the Associate Attorney General. To be able to advance that, then tomorrow we'll actually do the final vote. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, all Republican senators meet together for lunch to be able to go through the main policy issues. We spent the entire hour just walking through different aspects about healthcare, what's going to move, what's not going to move, what are our key things, what are the non-negotiables on healthcare policy, and then also talk about different options that are coming. A lot like the business meeting that we had earlier today, this was a business meeting with Indian Affairs. We had 3 bills that we were marking up today, including one on Indian education, and try to be able to incentivize teachers or work with Bureau of Indian Education schools. During the course of the day, there's a lot of moving back and forth between the Senate office buildings and across the street going to the Capitol for multiple meetings. Sometimes you're in a hurry, and so I'll move through the subway that's underground between the Capitol and the Senate office buildings. I serve on the Intelligence Committee. This particular briefing circled all around our military and what's happening worldwide in our preparedness. It's also essential that we get together behind closed doors and ask some of those hard questions together. 2 years ago, started working on providing greater oversight to our spending and our foreign affairs related to Central America, specifically Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. So meeting with the ambassadors, foreign ministers, assistants to their leadership and their president today in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Throughout the course of the day, you get stopped in the hallways often by press that want to be able to ask a random question from print media. This afternoon I was doing stand-up interviews with Fox News, a special report, also a Wolf Blitzer with CNN, and several others that also caught me in between. It's always a busy news day. It seems lately they're busier than usual, but this gives me the opportunity to be able to explain some of the things that are happening inside, and serving on the Senate Intelligence Committee dealing specifically with the Russia investigation, which is always a part of every day, but that's also in a classified setting every day. So that was the focus of a lot of the interviews this afternoon. It's about 7:30 right now at night. Finished up the major meetings that I've got where I'm actually meeting with somebody else. It's now transition time for me. I'm going to run and grab some dinner real quick, and then I'll sit down and go through what I affectionately call my homework packet. It's all the information, the study materials for tomorrow's meetings, things that were left for me in preparation, research that I'm going to do. This is the time that I get to do writing in preparation, speaking on the floor of the Senate tomorrow. I've got to finish up writing that speech. So I'll do all that tonight. My day typically ends somewhere around midnight to 1. They're long days here. By the time I get dinner and then spend 2 or 3 hours in study, call home, definitely get a chance to chat with Cindy and my daughter tonight as well. So by the time that gets done, it's usually pretty late. Then we'll restart again tomorrow. My first interview tomorrow morning is actually at 7:20 tomorrow morning back here in the office. So another day in D.C.